Welcome to Every Day's a Bonus. So glad that you're back with us. I'm Brent MOXEY, joined by, of course, Kennkington and Logan Weber.
In the blue corner.
There he is, sitting over there.
210 pounds.
In his chair.
You've lost weight?
I have.
Nice.
Whoa. I have. You've gone down in pounds, LBS? I have. What are you doing to go down in those pounds?
I have been lifting 5 days a week.
So weight training. What about cardio?
Cardio, I like to ruck. Ever since I roasted myself on episode 5 for not working out, I've been working out ever since.
Ruck? If I were to ruck, what would I be doing?
It's heavy weight on your back.
Okay.
So
And you
20 to
walk
30
around?
pounds and you walk. And so you get that steady state cardio.
Interesting.
But you have extra weight.
I've got a lot of extra weight.
Yeah.
It's not rucking, I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. But
So it's a weight vest. How much do you have in your weight vest?
Just 20 right now.
Okay.
and
So
you
you working
aspire
up?
to get higher? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I'd like to get 30, 40.
So if you put more weight on, you lose weight.
I think so.
What?
So how far do you walk? Do you jog? Do you
3 miles? Yeah.
just walk?
Yeah. One full lap of my neighborhood's a mile and a half. So I do it twice. And
Wow.
that
That's
equals
awesome.
3.
And you ruck.
And
That
weight.
ruck.
What's ruck stand for?
Yeah.
What does it stand for?
I don't know. It's a military term, like a rucksack.
Yeah.
so-
I've heard of that.
That would make sense. You're going to ruck.
Anyone with any military experience is laughing at me for 20 pounds because they're doing like 90 pounds, or more.
Navy SEAls out there are like, what? We carry 3 humans on
This
our
guy's a wuss. Yeah.
You got one on each
a big
arm and one
baby.
on top of
Start
the.
where you are, not where you want to be.
Yeah, that's so cool. Well, hey, we're glad you guys are with us. 3 guys, different walks of life, kids of various ages, and we get a chance just to chat. So if you're new to this podcast, we would love for you guys to subscribe. If you're on YouTube, like it, leave a comment below. We'd love to interact with you guys. I know Ken gives away T-shirts and Logan and I give away our socks or something. I don't know. We'll send you something, but put that down there. We're a number of episodes in, so if you've never listened or watched from the beginning, man, go back and do that. At some point, we'll stop saying that, but we just keep having new subscribers come on board every single week, and so we want you guys to come along with us and to get to know us better, and we get to kind of hang out and even get to know each other a little bit better. But we usually take away some type of like a substance. There's something that comes from a story that we all learn at some point while somebody's sharing, but we never know what they're going to be sometimes. So you're along with the ride. And for us, we were just.
You almost said nugget.
I did.
You wanted to say nugget, and I'm so proud of you for not saying
I said,
nugget.
let's learn a nugget. And Ken's like, I don't want to call it that. And it's like,
And then he went to big nugget. I'm like,
see that? I changed it. I took nuggets away.
I'm so glad now.
I will not mention nuggets in this episode. I want you to know that.
I like it.
You like nuggets, but Ken doesn't like nuggets.
Yeah.
Like McDonald's nuggets.
He's a tender guy.
He's a tender guy. He wants strips. The strips of chicken. But we were just talking a little bit ago, and I want to flush this out because we thought, let's stop talking about it. Maybe we can talk about it on air.
I didn't flush a few episodes ago. Hey, beat you to
That's
it.
gross.
Oh, gosh.
Disgusting. But we were having some coffee and eating some Girl Scout cookies together, as we like to do, because we're healthy. Coffee, Girl Scout cookies.
I'm going to ruck later.
He's going to ruck it.
He's going to have a rucksack
put a bunch
full
of
of Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah. Eat one, hike. Eat one, hike. But we said, how fun would it be to take you guys along with us? We all kind of like to golf. Now, not necessarily great at golfing. I am consistently inconsistent. And that's what's consistent, right? You never know where it's going to go. And so I think we're all at different calibers. But we thought, man, let's jump on some golf carts. Let's bring you guys along with us, and we'll film an episode out there while we're golfing. So if you guys are game for that, I don't know if that means GoPros or Skylar's falling out of the cart while he's trying to hold the camera or something. Or I don't know what that'll all look like.
We're going to have a helicopter. We're going to have it all.
The budget, as the sponsorships come in, the budget just gets bigger, right?
So unbelievable.
From Downtown Eats to whoever else
we just reinvest it all back into the show.
It all goes back, funneled back in, So, but that's one of those things we like to do. Now, you guys, I told you about my golf game a little bit. We stopped talking about it out there. Logan, how's your golf game? Are you good at the sport?
I used to be really good.
Okay.
I was a good high school golfer. mid to low 70s in high school.
Oh, wow.
I am now a mid to low 80s, sometimes high 80s, low 90s.
So you're
golfer,
in the two digits.
I'm
That's
pretty
impressive.
consistently a mid 80s golfer.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's. I'm going to say that's better than me. I sometimes. Is there 3 digits in there? Maybe. I never get to 4 digits in the final number. It's usually only in the 3-digit world. But are you a little better?
Okay, so I got to pile on to that because I read in a like a Golf Digest or something one time that less than 20% of golfers can legitimately break 100.
I'm legit.
So you feel
That's
better?
what I'm talking about. I feel, but thank you for making me feel better.
I'm just telling you, and I feel like you're
20%
pretty
in the world.
legit.
I should go pro. Do you guys feel like I should go pro?
You should get a GoPro.
Just the
A
camera.
GoPro.
and just
Buy a
film
GoPro.
yourself.
I'm now a professional. Yeah. Okay, I get it. I get how
They
that works.
call it field hockey when I play, but
Yep.
I was told when I first took it up from some good golfers, they're like, listen, nobody's great at this out here. They'd be doing it somewhere else. Just don't be slow. And I was
I
like,
want to keep you going.
Amen.
deal. So I carry enough balls where if I yank one in the woods, I'll literally
You pull it
drive
up
by,
and out.
look, go, okay, penalty stroke, drop it and hit it.
That
I'm
is
not going
smart.
to keep people slow.
That is smart. And just like my favorite golfer would say, Arnold Palmer, if
gotta
you watched
listen to
last week,
episode.
the drink, he would say, hit the balls. I don't know what he says. I don't know. Profound quote. He just, all the guys, I guess, know him for golfing and then a cool drink. Is that what it
Okay,
is?
so
Arnie.
quick story, and it's not the one I was thinking of, but a buddy of mine was the head pro at Bay Hill, which was his course.
Oh, that's amazing.
And he took me out for
Ken
a
knows
round.
everyone.
Well, I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
They come across my path. He said, listen, I want to help you with your game. I'm going to walk with you. I'm going to caddy for you and teach you how to manage a course. And he pretty much gave up on that after 3 holes. He's like, okay, you got to hit it where I want it to. And I was like, yeah,
There's no
that doesn't-
managing for you,
that
sir.
general direction.
Yeah.
But it was the week after the Bay Hill Classic, 2 days. The grandstands are still up. It was awesome. And
cool.
I kind of got my groove after I parred 18, which is around a lake. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
I just got to, and I hit a great approach. He's like, get out of the cart. You're going to walk up 18.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
yeah.
oh. So I get there, I put out, I make a par on 18. I'm like, this is great. He goes, well, come here, stand here for a second. And I'm like, okay. So I'm just standing there and he comes around the corner with Arnold Palmer. And he says, Mr. Palmer, no. He says, Mr. Palmer, this is my friend Ken. You need to meet him. And I'm just there in awe.
Yeah.
And it was the last year that Arnold had competed in the Masters. And he had a Masters flag stick, and he signed it for me. And I'm like,
that's cool.
so he walks away, and I look at my buddy. I'm like, can I ask you a question? He goes, yeah. I said, when he eats at the restaurant at his golf course, and they say, what would you like to drink? Yes. Does he order a me?
Yes, me. I want me.
Myself.
I want to drink me.
Yeah.
That is
And
funny.
what do you think he said? What do you think he told me?
What do you say? Honorable. I mean, he's got to.
My regular.
Close.
Oh, my non-regular.
He said, Mr. Palmer doesn't have to order a drink. Oh. They just bring it to him. I'm like,
That's a dub.
Okay.
that makes sense.
I aspire one day. Starbucks used to be like that for me.
Yeah.
You know, you pull up and it's
The
like, hey,
same
Brent,
one?
here it is. Yeah. And then
Oh,
I didn't
isn't
go
that
as much
awesome?
during COVID. And now it's like, they don't know who I am anymore. So, but for a while, most of the mortgage was just going towards Starbucks. So that was good.
There
We
you
should
go.
have caught that though. We should.
Yeah.
Okay, so my
Thanks,
other
Delta.
incredible golf memory,
Okay.
it was back,
Okay.
I'm starting out speaking and doing comedy, and I had this wonderful lady, Fran Tweckelmeyer, and she came up and she just goes, listen.
Wait, what was her name?
Tweckelmeyer.
Tweckelmeyer.
Fran Tweckelmeyer.
That is awesome.
And she's this little just dynamo.
Funny that you remember, how many years has it been that you've remembered the name Tweckelmeyer?
Tweckelmeyer. At
40 or 50.
least
Ish, more, 9 or 10 or.
it would have been 35 years.
And you remember Tweckelmeyer.
Tweckelmeyer.
My wife remembers Mrs. Niederkorn, her kindergarten teacher who led her
my
to Jesus.
gosh.
Oh,
She remembers
my word.
Niederkorn. You remember Tweckelmeyer.
Well,
I'm
because
amazed. That's
probably
impressive.
the life change. She
Impressive.
literally, she came up to me one day at church. She goes, what are you doing exactly? And I hadn't met her before. I'm like, well, I'm doing some comedy. I'm speaking. She goes, you spoke in my son's middle school class. And he usually gets in the car and just goes, how was class? Boring. What'd you learn? Nothing. And she said, he got in the car and he was like, oh my gosh, it was about this. And then he just went through the whole talk I did. She goes, I wanted to meet you. You got a middle school kid. And he told me for the next 30 minutes, everything you said, you're very good at this. And I was like, well, thank you. And so she said, I want to help you. She said, I've been a personal assistant with 2 or 3 professional athletes. And she said, I don't need any money. I just want to help you because I think you're really, oh, thanks. So I'm getting started. She's helping me out. And finally, and she's older than I am. She's married, kids, because she had middle school kids. Just a sweet lady. She goes, you know what? You're working way too hard. You need a break. And I was like, okay. She goes, well, the senior golf tour is in town and I've got tickets and you're going to go and we're going to go walk the course. I'm like, great. It was on my birthday. Mm-hmm. So we're walking. She goes, what do you want to do? I said, I want to see Jack Nicklaus play. She goes, all right. So we find the tee time. We follow Jack Nicklaus. He goes, birdie, par, birdie, birdie, par. I mean, unbelievable. And I said, I want to see him hit an approach shot. We go up and sure enough, his ball lands right in front of us.
Wow.
Jack Nicklaus is closer than me to the camera. And I'm just like, oh my God, it's Jack Nicklaus. And he goes through his routine and he sets up and he hits a shot I would have hit. He chunks it. I mean, he hits behind the ball.
Yeah,
it rolls maybe
That's funny.
15 yards. And I know he had to hear me. I was like,
Supposed to be quiet, right? Yeah. On the courses.
Yeah. And I take this Jeep and I'm like, oh my gosh, Jack Nicklaus just did that. And he put his head down and he handed his caddy his club. He walks 15 yards to the ball and we kind of scoot up with him. And he starts over and he goes through his routine and he asks the caddy for the win, asks everything, the exact same thing, takes a club, knocks it 6 inches from the hole, taps in for par, and moves that. Now, I don't know how you guys are.
Wow.
If I hit that chunk shot after hitting a good drive, I'm pounding my club and I'm thinking about that for the next 10 shots and I'm screwing up more and more.
You're angry.
And I literally thought, that is it. The ability to screw up, evaluate it, let it go, and move on.
That's interesting.
And I thought, and I just learned what a life lesson.
Yeah, that's a
because
great
he
lesson.
did. He stopped, and I would have just thrown the club or given it back. He just stopped and he just contemplated what just happened. What do I know? What do I wish it had? I don't know what his mind was, but it was like, what should I have done? Yeah. Okay. Is there anything I learned? I'm letting this go.
And what you don't know is how long it took him to be that man.
That way.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
Maybe we all have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
But maybe this has been years and finally you just watched a man wipe away the memory of that bad shot and bring right back his focus on the game. So
because we know he can do it.
Right. Absolutely.
But I think unpack it with me because it's like, okay, he's going about doing and he's doing really well at what he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I'm surprised he didn't turn around and goes, that was for you. And just,
you're welcome. Talk about this on your podcast one day.
For you. You'll love it in 35 years. Now watch this.
And you remember her name.
Yeah.
Back
well,
there.
this is what you should do.
Miss Uncle Minor.
That's a good unpacking piece. So one of the things I remember talking about is when your kids are young, they're playing sports, right? They're playing the baseballs and the soccers and all that. And right now, my son Jagger, he plays lacrosse. And that's fun. But lacrosse is a game I love to watch. I'm probably not going to play. And to be perfectly honest, when he heads off to college or after college, he's probably not going to be an adult playing.
Right.
But one of the things we kind of realized together is that one of those games we do enjoy playing together is golf.
Oh,
and it's like, okay, when we're out there playing, when I'm 80 years old, right, I can still go play with him. We're not going to be playing lacrosse, but golf is one of those games that kind of goes across all age categories. And it just, you don't have to be good or you can be good at it. But I think one of the things Jagger and I talked about when we were out playing one time is, my shot's horrible, right? Jagger he can keep it right in there in the fairway. Wow. He's pretty good. And so we're out at the course that's in the neighborhood and playing, having a blast. And I'm shooting it over there and he goes, oh, you can take another shot. And I'm like, you know what though? I mean, I could get frustrated with it, or I could realize, wow, I'm on the golf course right now with my son.
Yes.
I'm just enjoying God's creation. We're talking about stuff. Sometimes we're silent at a hole and we're just together. But like, I could be anywhere else, but right now I'm with my son. So I don't care if I throw it into the woods, if I'm shooting it over there onto that rooftop or through their window, hitting their TV, breaking it.
Legally, it's their fault.
Yeah, it's on them. That's why we just throw balls in their windows all the time, because
they bought on a golf course.
You shouldn't have bought there. Yeah. But it's a reminder to me when I was hearing that story. I was like, even with him, he's still, what he's doing at that moment is still better than all the other things that sometimes we get ourselves into and we do, right?
So
you can just
good.
enjoy right where you're at. But I do get that somebody can jump to the anger piece, but maybe we could learn that, man, each time before I get set off in a negative direction, just kind of be like, for me, it would be me saying, all right, God, calm me down. Let me just rest and just know that you're God. But sometimes you're outside and you're like, I'm just going to enjoy where I'm at.
Oh, that's huge.
That. Yeah. So.
Well, I'm glad you brought up the kids piece. I actually gave up golf for probably about 12 years.
Okay.
Because my kids were little and I'm coaching their sports and all that. And I loved it. They started playing Wii golf and they're like, Dad, I'm so good at this.
That's funny.
Okay.
Let's go play the real thing.
Yeah. I love the progression though, because they're like, can we play sometime? I'm like, absolutely. So we started playing. They were in college when we started playing. And then after college, we just keep playing.
Did that transfer over? Did we make them good at golf? Or
No
chance. Not even close. Okay, that's
now
funny.
they're both athletes.
Yeah.
And Cody, my second one, he's really kind of taken to it and he loves to play now. And so he and I play. It used to be, they were like, Dad, we're going to beat you today. And I was like, okay, y'all play best ball, which means they get to take the best shots and whoever loses buys lunch. Well, I still bought lunch, but I never lost.
Okay.
But now Cody's getting better. And I love going out and just what you said, I don't play enough to be great. So I hit a bad shot. Oh, well, I'll drop a ball. I'm playing another hole because I'm with him and it's beautiful. But something we started to do that I just really don't have anything to do with anything. We started playing when he and I go out, we just play best ball the whole way together. And we see if we can shoot par or better.
Yeah.
Because if I hit a yank shot, he doesn't. And it's just.
And then you're together walking towards that
the whole time.
Right? Yeah.
And gosh, what an incredible experience. So and like you said, we talk about everything. Yeah. We talk about nothing. And it's just, man, to have anything in your life that is that, I think that's one of the takeaways for me is find those parts that you just enjoy doing together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the same with my wife. We're movie people and we love going and eat dinner and go to a movie and just do it together.
Yeah. Things you can do together. That's a good reminder. Just being together sometimes.
Yeah.
If it's your son, your daughter, your kids, your spouse, your fiance, whatever it is, just being together is great. Enjoy it, absorb it. And sometimes you're with lots of people. Sometimes you're just with them.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're talking and you're in the middle of a deep conversation. Sometimes you're just together having a cup of coffee in the morning and sitting there.
So Logan, you're the best golfer here.
I want to take it back to Jack. And
I want to.
And you know, especially when I was playing competitive golf and you have that bad shot, two things, if you don't do what Jack did, end up happening. You fixate on the bad shot.
Right.
And when you're fixating on the bad shot, you start worrying about how the rest of the round is going to go as well. And so I'm fixating on what I did wrong. I'm worrying about how much I might do wrong coming up. And then the current shot is the one I'm thinking about the least.
Right.
And I end up screwing up more. And then that's
never happened to me.
Yeah. Pulling back, leaving golf. I think about that just so much with my life. As a professional speaker, you know, I deliver a keynote. I fix on a 90-minute talk. I fix on the 2-minute portion that I completely butchered. And I'll leave the event going, gosh, I screwed that 2 minutes up. And I don't think about the rest of the event, how well it did. And I can just spiral into a really toxic mindset. And then it can make me be insecure about the next event because I'm thinking about screwing up rather than just going, hey, here's what went wrong. Kind of like you said, what Jack clearly did. Here's where I screwed up. Let me adjust, but let me be back in the moment and keep moving forward. And it's so important to take the lesson from the screw up, but don't fixate it and don't use it to cause you to worry about the future. And then to go to our walk with Christ on it, my mind just can't help but go here. The way the enemy tries to trip us up is he loves to make us think about and remind us of how we've screwed up in the past. Shame, 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 shame. Here's where you've screwed up. Therefore, you can't do
You're not
this, that, or the
qualified.
other.
You
You're
can't do that.
unqualified
Yeah.
moving forward.
And it's almost like,
and where does God want us? Right here.
In the moment.
And it's almost like, I've heard this before. Don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow has enough to worry about itself. Right.
Yeah.
Because that's in the Bible.
Someone
right?
famous said
and
that.
so, because God tells us that through his word.
Yeah.
But it's like, be in the moment too. That's what I'm kind of taking away from this. Like, enjoy where you're at, not the worry of this, not the thought of that. So it's okay to plan for your future and your retirement and what you're going to do, when the kids head off to school. That's okay. But like the worry piece, just be right where you're at. Be present. Again, phones mess that up in today's world with kids and all of us anyway. We end up scrolling and looking and doing.
We can be everywhere all at once. We're not supposed to be.
Let's just enjoy being right where we're at. Is when I heard you saying that, I was like, yeah, that's right. Just be where you're at. Enjoy right where you're at.
Yeah.
Well, to pile on to yours about forgetting what is behind, press on to ahead and that. But I love a quote I heard yesterday. It said, our history does not determine our destiny.
That's
and
true.
I was like, wow.
Praise God.
And I can tell you, I enjoy playing around more when I'm not worried about that one bad shot or whatever. And just that mindset. And I couldn't help but think, here's the best golfer who's ever played, arguably. And it's got to be easier for him to go, I lost concentration, whatever. Oh yeah, I've won everything. So to let that go. But I don't know how you guys are in front of people, but I can be in front of 1,000 people and everything go great. One person comes up and goes, that offended me, or I wish you hadn't said this or that or the other. And to learn to take that in the same way and go, okay, is there any truth to it? Is there anything I need to change? Okay. But I mean, I could obsess about that.
Yes.
Forever.
Yeah.
And a buddy of mine who just went, why? Why do you worry about that?
That's right.
He said, just ask, is there any truth to it? Do I need to change anything? Let it go and move on. Because 99% of the people are just like, man, that was incredible.
Yeah.
And would I seek that individual that just said all those awful things to me right after my event? Would I seek that individual out for advice? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Probably
Right.
not.
Yeah.
Why am I letting that random opinion influence
But we
me?
are humans.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
it's not,
yes.
we can validate the fact that we don't like the criticism. We get that. And
'Cause we wanna
maybe
please
We
everyone.
want to please everybody.
Yeah.
But we're not always going to please everybody.
No.
And that's just has to be okay. And
Yeah.
we're going to move on and really make the main thing and not fixate on, because when you were telling your golf story, I remember when I first heard that name, I was like, I want to go see the greatest golfer that ever lived. And so when I typed in there, I was like, man, really? This guy is the great, like Jack Nicholson? Like he's in that movie and that movie. I don't get how I guess he's just really good at everything. And so,
wow, he played the Joker
yeah,
too?
that's-
Wow.
Jack Nicholson
won a
is a
golf
really
tournament.
good golfer. And then I saw him on TV one time. I'm like, that looks nothing like the guy that I looked up on America Online or AOL, on my dial-up modem at the time or whatever it was.
Well, I got to give you the one big takeaway, and that is, I don't know where I heard it to begin with, but it's just to have the memory of a goldfish. And I use this when I was coaching for years, especially in basketball. I'm like, listen, you make a mistake, let it go. The game's still going on.
Yeah.
Life's still going on. And that, take a second and get the idea, but man, let it go. And the memory of a goldfish have between, I've heard anywhere from 3 to 8 second memories.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and to just let that go. And then literally that's why they're happy. They're like,
and they're
look,
totally cool.
a castle. Oh, look, a castle.
In a circle, in a
look,
circle,
a
in a
castle.
circle.
Yeah.
I was just reading your shirt. It says, believe big, face it, fight it, overcome it.
Yeah.
That's kind of a cool. I mean, I don't know where you got that from, but that's
This was a gift, and I'll tell the really short story.
Okay.
But
What does it say again? I forgot. I have the memory of a
big.
goldfish.
I will tell you because I can read with my eyeballs. Believe it. Believe big. Face it. despite it, overcome it.
So a guy I met through FCA, his wife, I just got this pop-up one time, pray for my wife, Eva Lee's page. She had just gotten a diagnosis, stage 4 cancer. She was given 2 months to live. And she's like, she talks to her oncologist and says, listen, you know what? I'm looking into some whole foods, and not the store, but just wholesome foods and all this. And he goes, okay. And she goes, I'm looking at some alternative treatments. And he said, well, be real careful because people prey on people who are desperate like this. She goes, okay. Yeah. She found this one, researched it, and it was this specific, it's called mistletoe therapy, but she explained it. And she's like, I'm going to try it. It doesn't seem well. It goes to a follow-up, and the doctor said, what are you doing? And she goes, oh, I'm doing this one therapy, and it seems to be going good. I feel great. So even if I'm going to die, I want to feel great while I'm dying. 2 months, her death day comes up, and he's like, this does not make sense. We got to run some tests. 4 months after that, she's cancer-free.
Wow.
And she goes to the clinic, which is out in New Mexico. She goes, why don't more people know about this therapy? And they said, well, you got to get FDA funding, and you got to do this, and you got to do tests. And she goes, why don't you do it? She said, well, we don't have the money. She goes, well, you should, because I'm alive today because of this. So she started Believe Big.
Believe Big.
Believe Big. You can literally go online, put Believe Big. Eva Lee's page is her name.
Okay.
And she is just, so she raised millions.
Wow.
And she went to Johns Hopkins and says, we need a study on this, and got Johns Hopkins to go validate it.
Wow.
And so anyway, I'm just a big fan of hers and theirs.
I just saw that overcome it, and I was like, well, that's what we're talking about right here, right?
Yeah.
Don't sit there and overcome it, move on.
What can I do? And what can I do moving forward? That was just really cool.
As we overcome it, I heard you say that you were going to pay for lunch with your kids. And if I remember correctly, the text going back and forth this morning was whoever was last into the studio would be buying lunch.
That's me.
I don't want to say who was last, but it's this guy over here. So we're going to go grab some lunch.
Shall be first to buy lunch.
It's biblical. It's biblical. First, last.
Upside down kingdom.
Man, we are so excited you guys joined us yet again. We're going to be back next week. So jump on board, hang out with us. And again, we're never promised tomorrow, but every day is a bonus. We'll see you guys next time.
Nailed
Bye.
it.
See ya.